Hey, what's going on, everybody? My name is Mundane Matt, and right now I'm actually in the parking lot of Fry's in Wilsonville, Oregon, trying out my new Raspberry, if you can see that, there we go, Raspberry microphone for the iPhone and Android and computer. I've been looking for a bit of a portable desktop mic that apparently is as good as the Yeti, but not as big as the Yeti or with as many features. So we're testing this thing out. But anyway, I've been getting asked like nonstop online to give my thoughts on yesterday's inauguration, Trump's first day in office, and everything else going on in between. I was going to do this last night, but I opted not to, mostly because I was like still trying to process it all myself, figure out where I stood on a number of things, and also just kind of, I guess you could say, reflect about the course of the past 18 months and how we got to where the fuck we are. So I'm just going to come out and say it. Should have been fucking Bernie. Should have been Bernie. If the DNC hadn't have fucked him, and put up an unelectable candidate, we'd be in a much different place right now. And even if it wasn't Bernie, right, and it was still Trump and Bernie and Trump ran against each other, it would have been a far, far more civil campaign, because Bernie would have forced Trump to stay on his game, right? Hillary had the emails, so no matter what the fuck Hillary said, Trump's like, emails, like that's all he had to say, and it shuts down the whole conversation. Bernie would have been like bam, 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 And the great thing too is that Bernie, over the course of the last 2 months since the election, he's still out there fighting for people. He's still out there doing his thing, and he's not stopping. And as a result of that, people are more empowered by him now than ever. Whereas Hillary Clinton has run and hid in the woods. And when they first emerged at yesterday's inauguration, she caught Bill giving Ivanka the side eye. And let's not fault the dude. Ivanka looked good. Ivanka's always looked good. So there's that. But a lot of stuff's gone on since then. You've got the protests that happened last night in D.C. as well as here in Portland. You've got today's Women's March that has happened. And the weird thing, too, is the juxtaposition between those two events. You've got last night's protests, which were met with full force by the police. Anti-riot gear was used. Crowd control methods were used. A friend of mine got sprayed in the face and shit just for going down there, checking it out. Today, though, it was peaceful. Right? Peaceful Women's March in 630 plus cities in the United States. Totally fucking peaceful. Not a problem. What's the difference? Is it just, it's literally day-night, right? And maybe that's because their protest was planned for during the day and not a nighttime march, which brings out the riffraff. So there's that as well. But I saw a lot of crazy shit yesterday, too. Richard Spencer got punched in the fucking face by some guy who 4chan claims to have doxed. And this dude is into scat play and has a mistress. I saw the photos, and the guy looks kind of similar, but then again, after the whole 4chan fucking Russian dossier pissgate thing, I don't take anything they say there with any kind of grain of truth. Provide me with verifiable information and we'll fucking talk. Although, granted, in response to the unverifiable Russian dossier, it's kind of a funny statement to make, but still. But anyway, so you got that, right? You got people out there protesting left and right, punching out fucking alt-righters and everything. But what about Trump? Because this whole thing is about Trump, right? And that's the way he likes it. Trump wants it all about him. Even though I'm still not happy with everything. And I'm not too sure if it's Trump necessarily, or if it's just like the people surrounding him, or the fact that the Republicans are in no way, shape, or form going to ever stand up to him. They're not. They're just not going to stand up to the guy, period. And that bothers me, because there should be a pushback, even from within your own party, if you're fucking up. Not that Trump fucked up, but just in case he ever does fuck up, that would be good, right? You'd like to think that. But right now, no, we're not getting that shit. So anyway, let's talk about a speech. 17-minute long speech. Holy shit. The left-leaning media, the liberal media, they've been attacking it for being grimdark. And it is. It is. It wasn't a speech about unity. His speech after the election, when he gave his victory speech, that was a unifying speech. This was more fear and doom and gloom, and America has got what, decay and rot and gore and all of these things. It's like there was nothing positive about the country. And maybe he was reflecting how some people feel, his supporters maybe, feel about the country. Maybe he was reflecting that. I don't know. But I sure as fuck didn't see it that way. I looked at it more as like, here's a dude who was just, brought in, sworn in as the 45th president of these United States, and his campaign is one of fear. And it wasn't like a speech bringing people together. It was very much like he's still on the campaign trail, right? But maybe that's what people want. Obama played it too fucking safe over the course of the last 8 years. Too fucking safe. And as a result of that, things didn't work out the way as well as they should. A lot of people out there don't want it played safe anymore. They maybe want it fast and loose. And that's pretty much what Trump did. Trump's like, I'm going to play it fast and loose. And so as a result of that, we're kind of in this situation now where we've got a guy who's going to do whatever the fuck he wants, and literally no one can stop him, right? Like, no one can stop him. Republicans have a fucking supermajority. First time that's happened in a long time. Democrats, who knows what they're going to be able to pull off. Tim Kaine and Bernie and Warren, they're like the holy trinity right now, the Democratic Party. So much so that I almost want to say that fucking Bernie Sanders will be the 2020 nominee for president. I'm calling it now. It's going to be a Sanders-Warren ticket, because they're going to establish themselves as superstars for the left. And the difference here is they're not going to be the same kind of leftists that we're used to in this last cycle. They're going to be the leftists that listen to people, that listen to their fears and try to reassure them that things are going to be okay. They're not going to be the type of people that are like, you support Donald Trump, you heathen, you dirty fucking heathen, because that's what got Trump elected. Let's be perfectly fucking honest. Hillary Clinton's emails, that didn't fucking help. But Trump getting elected had a lot to do with a lot of people being super fucking upset at the fact that the left stopped caring. The left stopped listening, and they just demonized anyone who is a Trump supporter. And here's the thing. I'm not a Trump supporter. I very much don't want him to be the 45th president. But I'm not going to demonize his supporters. I'm not going to demonize those who feel that they have been left out of the system, that they've been kind of tossed to the wolves. I understand that mentality. I get it. I do. And I think they have a valid reason to be upset. But what I want from them is I want them to hold their candidate's feet to the fire. I want them to push back if he does not uphold some of the things he was saying. Not the fucking wall. The wall is fucking dumb. Metaphorical wall, fine. Physical, literal wall, dumb. Doesn't need to fucking happen. It just doesn't. We don't need a fucking wall like that. But anyway, the fucking speech was doom and gloom, and I was like, what the fuck is this shit? Right? Like, I watched it twice, and I'm just like, wow, man. Like, I thought about doing a video going through it point for point. I just decided against it. Because it's so just like, yeah, this is going to totally reassure the American people that things are hunky-dory. And that they're going to be okay. It's not. It wasn't a unifying speech. And the thing is, with the protest last night and the protest today, Trump has dropped the ball on both occasions. Last night was all about him. Fuck, today at the CIA was all about him. Bashing the news media for not saying positive things about his inauguration. The mainstream media, the liberal media, they're not going to be positive. Christ, Trevor Noah and Stephen Colbert ravaged Trump last night with their fucking inauguration specials. I mean, they weren't holding back. And the thing is, Russia and the golden showers and that kind of stuff, whether it's true or not, that's going to follow them around for a long fucking time. But here's the deal, though. Here's what I don't want to see go away. Conflicts of interest, ethical misconduct, those kind of things. And I feel those are a much realer thing to talk about than the other side of it, right? Because those things are there. Trump didn't divest from his companies like he said he was going to. And that is going to bite him in the ass. Will they impeach him? No, he's got a supermajority. They ain't going to impeach their own guy. But 2018 rolls around, and if he fucks up enough and enough Democrats get organized, and let's just be fair here. Okay. Given how many people showed up today in Washington, D.C. for the Women's March, the fact that 250,000 showed up for the inauguration and over 500,000 showed up in Washington, D.C. today shows you how people are feeling. Then you go over to the West Coast and you had 150,000 in San Francisco, 70,000 in fucking Portland, Oregon. I did not go down there because fuck that shit. I wasn't going to deal with the crowds. And in Los Angeles was 750,000 people. So by a large magnitude were people going to these protests versus the actual inauguration. And I'll tell you this, I was going to do a video on it, but I didn't. There were scalpers trying to sell off inauguration tickets that couldn't sell off the tickets, right? And they were taking a hit of like a lot of fucking money. So it's like people out there, maybe they're not used to Trump yet. Maybe they're not used to him. Maybe they don't know what to think yet. I don't know yet. But what I do know is that people out there aren't happy with the status quo. And that is very much a bipartisan problem. Here's probably what I would hope to happen. Is Trump fucks up bad. Okay, if he fucks up bad, this is what I hope to happen. If he fucks up bad. Because people out there are going to comment going like, Trump is God, emperor, he can do no wrong. Nah, motherfucker can do a lot of wrong. All right? Ethical problems right now are a big one for me. But what I'm thinking is if he fucks up bad, really bad, then we'll start seeing the bipartisan support. We'll start seeing Republicans saying no more Trump, dump Trump, we're done with Trump. And they'll reach across the aisle and they'll shake hands with the Democrats and they'll enemy of my enemy situation. And here's the thing, guys. We need that. We need bipartisanship more than ever. And it's become so divided. And a lot of that is Mitch McConnell. That frog-throated fuck. I hate that guy. A lot of it's him. And a lot of it, too, was how he went after Obama back in 2008. And how he really helped push the Tea Party. And how that really caused a divide with the media. And a lot of it is the media's fault. Let's make no mistake about this. A lot of it's the media's fault. On both sides of the fucking coin. But definitely the liberal media has done their fucking fair share of stupid shit. I look at it like this: Fox News and conservative media, they will push fake news, whereas the liberal media, they'll push fake narratives. So neither one is better than the other. It's just like you got to know what is what and then pay attention to that shit. So you got that. But anyway, to kind of wrap this whole thing up because I'm going on for a while. I don't know what to expect from a Trump presidency. I am willing to give him the benefit of the doubt, even if he's not the guy that I wanted. He is my president. You won't hear me say otherwise. There are things that he has said that I'd like, that I definitely genuinely like. There are things, many things that I've heard him say that I genuinely dislike. But what I need him to do, and what I think we all need him to do right now, is to put his ego the fuck away. Because that's the biggest problem people have with the guy, is his ego. He can't stop himself. And that is going to get him into some serious shit. You play fast and loose with politics right now, shake things up, fine, we fucking need it. But understand that your ego can as easily get you into trouble as it did get you the election. Because make no mistake, people, make absolutely no mistake, Trump is a celebrity. Has been for a long time. Real estate mogul in the 1980s. Grew to prominence then, became a billionaire. People knew who he was. People knew who he was before Celebrity Apprentice or The Apprentice, whatever the fuck show it was. But he is a reality TV show star. He knows that world. He knows entertainment. He puts on that kind of show. And that is the person you elected. Now we get to see his true colors. And what happens next is going to be interesting and interesting. I don't want to use infantile word like scary or horrendous or terrible because we don't know yet. We don't know yet. Yes, he wants to do away with the Affordable Care Act. And you know what? As a person who pays out a shitload of money a month for the Affordable Care Act that I can't even fucking use because of a high-ass deductible, I'm kind of on board with that, to be honest with you. Like, do away with individual mandate, I'm fucking happy. But the downside to that is individual mandate pays for everybody else to get health insurance. It's a really weird system. Not the best thing on the planet. It needs to be fixed. hardcore. Anyway, I'm going to kind of wrap this thing up. Leave your comments below. Subscribe if you're new. Check back daily for content for me. And I'll talk to you guys later. Have a good one. Peace out.